after the spiritual head of Ajmer Dargah said that the government should put a ban on the slaughter of cows as well as a sale of beef to promote communal harmony. The Ajmer Dargah Diwan, Sayyid Zainul Abidin Ali Khan, was removed from his position over his statement on beef and triple talaq. On the other hand, in Alwar, in Rajasthan, a 50-year-old man was lynched and murdered for transporting cows, even though he had a license to do so. Yes, two conflicting stories which bring out the communalism in the name of the cow. Who is communalizing the discourse? Who is actually trying to take advantage of this conflict over Gau Raksha and over the cow? Fundamental question going out tonight to Dr. Subramaniyam, Swami, senior leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party, also with me, Asaduddin Owaisi of the MIM. Dr. Swami, many people are saying today that the fringe is running amok, that you have an akhlaq-like murder that has taken place in Rajasthan, that this is the other side of intolerance, majoritarianism. How do you respond to these people who make these allegations, sir?
Well, obviously, what has happened is a outrageous act, and that has to be put down very severely. But to connect it to the decision to ban cow slaughter, that's absurd, because that's totally at a different plane that we have taken decision. Somebody decides there's some unemployed youth, I don't know what they are, but they have to be dealt with very severely, and there's no excuse about it. But to connect them to anything with what the government is doing is what Jawaharlal Nehru did with Godse, to connect him to RSS. So therefore, we should be very clear in our mind that none of us will ever tolerate this kind of thing. We have, moreover, in power, we don't need to know anything of this kind. It's only the frustrated people who come out on the streets. We have to be orderly, and I would like to see the Rajasthan government produce results as quickly as possible.
Okay. Mr. Owaisi, you cannot connect hooliganism to communalism or even majoritarianism. That's what Dr. Swami says.
Well, Mr. Swami should have said that these goons who had assassinated a 55-year-old man, they belong to Bajrang Dal and Vishwa Hindu Parishad. Why is Mr. Swami mincing words in criticizing Bajrang Dal and Vishwa Hindu Parishad? Because the police FIR says it. Why is the BJP or the RSS, which is running a totalitarian regime in this country, the Home Minister of Rajasthan says that both the groups are equally to be blamed? How can the Home Minister justify by saying, oh, they did a good thing by stopping smuggling, when people have receipts? And the third point is that these are continuous incidents which are happening since the totalitarian regime, which is controlled by RSS, is in power. This is the 9th murder of Muslims. Akhlaq, Jharkhand, two people were hanged by same Gau Rakshak. Himachal, please listen to me. Himachal Pradesh, Jammu, Mewat, 2 Muslims were murdered, 2 Muslim girls were raped, and now Alwar.
No, but Mr. Owaisi,
this is continuously happening.
You know,
so
you are a progressive.
The rule of law? We are allowing mobocracy to happen.
No, but you're a progressive, and you could also say mobocracy happens when the rights of Muslim women are curtailed by individuals who hide behind the veil of religion to invoke and basically impose a patriarchy. Look at what happened in Ajmer. It's just the other side of the same coin. Is this also not bigotry? Is this not also sheer intolerance where a Muslim cleric calling for a beef ban is sacked for his statement, sir? Or at least that's the tipping point.
No, I am really shocked by your analogy. No, I am really shocked by your analogy. What have Muslim women got to do with these killings? And have you forgotten that these 9 Muslims who have been killed, don't they have wives? Don't they have daughters? Why have you forgotten those 2 Muslim women who were raped in Mewat? And the point you make about the removal of that divan, it's their own internal family issue.
Not quite.
He has issues with his brother.
Not quite. That's the convenient.
No, exactly, yes.
No, that's the convenient
exactly,
facade,
yes.
the fig leaf.
No. Either. No, sorry. You do not know the internal family disputes. Please send your reporter and ask his brother the internal dispute which his own divan is facing.
Sir,
So
that might be so,
here is that
but they found a convenient excuse.
Are you justifying?
They found a convenient excuse to dislodge him.
The 9 murders and 2 rapes by linking them with triple talaq.
No. Sir, we are talking not about murders and rapes and triple talaq in isolation. We are looking at this entire issue in a larger context, which is the context of bigotry, which is the context of misogyny, which is the context of patriarchy, which is also the context of hate. And that's why I am bringing out all these other examples which seem to feed into this narrative, that there are individuals who are using religion to try and subvert, common human values. That's why I am drawing attention to this. It's not my intention to equate, and I would not be as callous or as political to equate a murder with a divorce or a triple talaq. Please, what I'm trying to ask, and you know it, sir, you know it, and therefore you can afford to smile because you know what I'm getting at, and I'm getting at this obfuscation that is being deliberately done. Now there are interests, and you know what I'm talking about because you made a statement which many people interpreted as being a very political one on beef ban when you said, oh, in the northeastern states. Now you can't say that minorities have rights, but there the BJP must suspend them and take away their right to eat beef in the northeast and then argue for those rights in other parts of the country, Mr. Owaisi. That's why I'm getting at this. Would you not agree?
No. You see, neither you or Mr. Modi or RSS can take away minority rights. Because if you read Article 29 and 30 are very clear, it talks about minority rights. Why are we not talking about Article 21, which talks about right to life, which has been taken away by vigilantes, which have been taken away by these groups who are imposing their fascist nationalism, or to rightly put their Hindu nationalism on Indian nationalism, and anyone who disagrees with them is called an anti-national, and they have become law unto themselves.
No, let me bring in Dr. Swami.
This is what is troubling me.
No, is there a degree of ambivalence today in what Mr. Owaisi is also saying? Or do you believe he has a point, Dr. Swami?
Well, see, problem with the Owaisi is that he's always on a tangent. If I start using his logic, I'll say, what about those 500,000 Kashmiri Pandits who were brutalized and driven out, many of the women raped, many of them killed? I mean, where do we draw the line? Are there not Muslims who did that? What about what's happening to the Hindus in Malappuram? So I don't think we should get into that. The issue is he directly connects everything to Hindus. You have mad people in Hindus, you have mad people in Muslims. And somebody takes the law into their own hands. It's the job of the government to crack down. It's not happening everywhere. He says it's happening everywhere. I don't know where it is happening. It is an isolated incident here, an isolated incident there. That doesn't mean it is happening everywhere.
Mr. Owaisi, it's a simple proposition. Don't turn an isolated incident into political capital. That's what Dr. Swami is saying. It's isolated. Let's regard it as that. Let the law of the land take its course. Let these individuals get punished.
Well, if it was an isolated incident, Mr. Swami would not have been called to Times Now. Because it was an incident which has shaken everyone's confidence in rule of law, that your channel had to call me and Mr. Swami. And secondly, Mr. Swami talks about Kashmiri Pandits. Mr. Swami, your party is in power for 3 years. Please give me names of 20 Kashmiri Pandits who your government, your Rambo, your James Bond have been able to send back to Kashmir. You are sharing power with Mehbooba Mufti.
No.
You should put this question to them.
No, who are you
and
referring
ask
to as
them,
Rambo?
What are you doing? What kind of governance
No,
is
who is
happening
Rambo?
over there? And you see, Mr.
So are you?
Swami,
No, who are you referring to? Who is
Pardon?
Rambo? Who for Asaduddin Owaisi is Rambo?
Well, people of India know who's. No, people of India know, not my Rambo. People who claim to be Rambo, people who claim
who
to
are
be
these
James
people?
Bond, people know. So I do not need to substantiate on
No,
that.
you need to substantiate.
The people of India are very clever. No, don't worry about it, sir. Aqalmand ko ishara kafi hai.
नहीं सर, अक्लमंद लोग नहीं है.
Problem over here is that how नहीं अक्लमंद बहुत है.
No, who is Rambo?
स्वामी साहब तो हमसे ज्यादा अक्लमंद है.
नहीं, who is Rambo?
9 people have been lynched. Please listen to me. 9 people have been lynched in India by Gaurakshak. Is it an isolated incident?
No, so let me ask you.
Raped because they
The Diwan Shri. No, 1 second. The Diwan
have been lynched in Una.
Diwan of the Shrine has been around since 1987.
The subtext is that
30 years later, he suddenly is booted out for making a statement which will allow for some meeting of ground. And he's booted out, but we are quiet about that. We are quiet because it doesn't suit our politics. Why?
Can I please?
Who's speaking up for him?
Listen to me.
Who is speaking up for those Hindus, sir? No, 1 second. Who is speaking up for Hindus in West Bengal who are not allowed to celebrate Durga Puja in various districts of West Bengal, and we have done investigations? Who is speaking up, sir, for the Hindus in Kerala who are being butchered on a daily basis by individuals who say that they don't believe in God, communists? No one is speaking up for them. Those are not regarded at that time then as isolated
Everyone
incidents.
Is speaking out.
No, but why don't you come out and say that there is also a conspiracy?
Listen to. See, if you allow me to answer the volley of questions you're putting to me, then we'll have a very structured debate.
Go ahead,
But
sir.
if you want to sit over there and ask me questions and don't allow, then we cannot have a debate.
No, go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Now, if Hindus are not being allowed to celebrate Durga Puja in West Bengal, I condemn it. They have a freedom of religion, a fundamental right. Why can't this Modi government issue an Article 355, whatever is there? What is stopping them from that?
Because law and order is a state
secondly,
subject.
Please show me an example of Mallapuram. And then thirdly, you talk about Ajmer. Please understand, I'm still telling you it's a family dispute.
Owaisi Saab.
The Ajmer, that person is not appointed by government.
No, sir.
It's 30 a family
years.
thing.
30 years that man has been at the helm. Suddenly, after he makes a statement which goes against the grain, he's kicked out. There's got to be a connection. 30 years he's there. There has been a family feud for 30 years. But I find it interesting, Mr. Owaisi, that you don't find you might find it reprehensible, but you are not saying that this is part of an orchestrated campaign being led by Mamata Banerjee in the state of West Bengal to suppress, as some people have claimed, to suppress the rights there of the Hindus. I don't hear you saying that. Why don't you say that? Because we have got evidence to suggest that there are people who owe allegiance to the TMC who are doing all of this. There are people on record, on our cameras, but you don't seem to be wanting to take a position against that. Why?
Well, you should immediately send these tapes to the government of India. You should immediately file a case in Supreme Court with Rahul Shiv Shankar, a party in Supreme Court. Please do it. Please take it forward, because you're not a crusade
but you won't take it up.
Supporting ensuring that Hindu gets the right freedom of religion.
You won't take it up.
When you are a Hindu crusader, they don't require people like me.
Do you believe,
they
sir?
They don't require people like me. And the last point is
do you believe, sir, in Jammu and Kashmir?
As far as that.
Do you believe, sir, in Jammu and Kashmir, Hindus should be deemed the minorities?
Pardon, come again?
Do you believe, sir, in Jammu and Kashmir, Hindus should be deemed minorities, sir, in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, where they're in a minority? I'm asking you, sir.
Well, I would request, may I request you to please read today's article written by Mr. Faizan Mustafa, who's the Vice Chancellor of the famous Law University, which will answer all your questions. Let me again remind you that in Islam, we do not have this concept of dharam gurus. Everyone is equal. Everyone is equal.
Yeah,
so
well,
it
sir,
might be a
that's
concept
convenient.
in other religions,
That's
but in
convenient.
Islam they don't have a Dharam gurus. Everyone is equal.
Nice dodge. Nice dodge, sir. But Faizan Mustafa is not the spokesperson for Asaduddin Owaisi, and
Not
I've never
at all.
known you, sir, not to have an opinion. But that's okay. 1 minute.
Not at all.
No.
Exactly. But he's the vice chancellor of a national law university,
What does-
and he has
what
written
does-
a fantastic
what does Mr.
article
Owaisi think?
on your question. I would have assumed that your research team would have given you that article, and you would have read that article.
Sir.
But you might have not read it because of your preoccupation
Sir.
of your
Sir.
duties as anchor.
Sir, Mr. Owaisi, I asked you a direct question. I've got a sermon on Faizan Mustafa's piece in a newspaper. Fair enough. I take it on board. I take it. It's a difficult question sometimes to answer. Not every question can be answered pat. And I know that Mr. Owaisi might have a problem there. But Dr. Swami, the point is an interesting one. We should condemn. We should obviously condemn. But what Mr. Owaisi seems to be suggesting is that there is a definite orchestrated campaign which we should stand up against, because these are the individuals who are bringing a bad name to the BJP, to the Prime Minister and his stated agenda of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas.
Listen, we are ready to stand up. I don't see how this can be connected to any of us. That's like saying that those who butchered the Hindus in Kashmir Valley are related to owaisi. I would never say that. And he talks about why no Kashmiri Pandit has gone back. I would be totally against their going back. In fact, today we have come to the conclusion after seeing Muzaffarnagar that wherever Muslims are in overwhelming majority, the Hindus are feeling very insecure. Whether that's a justified fear or not is another matter. But the fact is that after the Kashmiri Pandit issue being driven out, and what's happening in Mallapuram and other places, Ghazipur in Uttar Pradesh, I think the Hindus are not ready to go back to areas where the Muslims are in concentration.
Well,
And I don't blame Owaisi for it. I blame the government which cannot ensure it. As far as Kashmir is concerned, Kashmiri Pandits will go back. But we will make it sure when they go back, they go as equal citizens and not live in fear that they may be attacked in the night.
Mr. Owaisi, a response to that. It's a considered point of view. Respond to that, sir. He doesn't link you. He doesn't link the MIM. He doesn't link
Mr.
political
Swami,
parties.
I would still respect Mr. Swami even if he had linked me with the terrorism in Kashmir, because I am used to it. I've become thick-skinned. All allegations are hurled at me from right, left, center, no problem. But the important question is, what has this government done? What has the great RSS done to take back the Kashmiri Pandits to Kashmir? 3 years is a long time.
The equally
what have
important
you
question.
done? You have been unsuccessful. You have been unsuccessful.
We don't want to take them back just now.
Protecting the Kashmiri Pandits. Take it back. Take them back.
No.
And,
So that they're
Mr. Swami
butchered.
talks about that
Sir.
Hindus are fearful.
No, we don't want. We don't want to take them back just now.
That 80%.
We have got to fix the
80%
Kashmir problem first.
80% of the.
No. Why aren't people asking?
Mr. Swami,
No.
I didn't interrupt you. Why are you getting? Mr. Swami, I didn't interrupt you. You are becoming like a common BJP spokesperson of interrupting and not allowing others to speak. The reason I come and debate with you is that you listen to what I have to say. But unfortunately, you're becoming very impatient.
Okay.
which
Let's
shows
not
that my
dissent.
truth is
Now let's
hurting
not
you.
make this personal, gentlemen.
80%, listen to me, 80% is fearful of 19%?
No. Sir,
What is this?
I'm sorry.
It
In
is
the state of Jammu and
minority
Kashmir, the
security
equations
which
are
is
slightly
at stake.
different. That
It
question
is
would
the
be valid
minority
for West
security
Bengal,
which is at
for
stake.
Kerala.
It is the Muslim security
No,
which is
sir.
at stake.
No.
It is the
So what about
Muslims who are living in fear
the insecurity
because
and the fears of
totalitarian regime
Hindus
RSS,
in West Bengal,
which is running
near the border
every
regions of
aspect
Bangladesh?
of government.
Sir,
That
please.
is what it is.
We cannot
Forget
be
about
blind.
it. Even in West Bengal, Muslims are only 28%.
But sir,
Muslims
there are
only
areas
28%
and
in West
pockets.
Bengal.
There are areas
Mamata
and
Banerjee
pockets
is not a Muslim.
where because of
Mamata
state
Banerjee
support-
is still a Hindu like you.
No, sir.
Mamata
Because there are
Banerjee is still
areas.
a Hindu like you.
Sir, please.
So don't get into that.
No.
If anyone is failing its constitutional duty
No.
to protect Indian citizens, remove that that government.
Good. That's the approach. That's the approach. Now Asaduddin Owaisi is speaking like a true constitutionalist. I think there has been a meeting of minds. Dr. Swami and Asaduddin Owaisi finally agree that those individuals who are not following the law, lock them up. But let's not. I'm glad.
I don't need you to patronize me.
No, I'm glad. I'm not patronizing you, sir. I'm saying that yes, we have a situation here where at least we have agreed.
Don't do that.
Sir, I'm much too innocent. We have agreed now that there has been at least some unanimity on the show, which is that the law of the land must prevail. Let's not politicize everything. Let's also give benefit of doubt. Let's give benefit of doubt. Let's hope for a more unified India. We leave it at that. We leave it at that. We're running out of time.
Benefit of doubt to whom? To killers? To Bajrang Dal? To Vishwa Hindu Parishad?
Well, sir, the converse is also true. The converse is also true. There are several people in West Bengal, in Kerala who are also...
aimim.
Please, sir, let's not do this.
Sorry, this is not a cricket match where a batsman is given a benefit of doubt. We are talking about people's lives. 9 people have lost their lives.
Sir, for every person who might be linked to the...
Please, you are reducing...
Who might be linked to a Bajrang Dal. There are several others, sir, who are linked to others who are killing Hindus also. So let's not make this about Hindus and Muslims. That was not the intent, sir.
By a mob of Bajrang Dal,
Please, that was not the intent. I'm wrapping it up. I've run out of time. Gentlemen, I've run out of time. Let's end at least on a note where we agree that we need to take a more rigid view under the law of this situation instead of just playing politics. We leave it at that.